For literally thousands of years, the past was a total mystery. We could dig up old ruins or read dusty books, but the past was completely silent. All of history's ghosts, the people who disappeared, the cities that vanished, were gone, and we could never know their secrets. All we had were whispers. But what if I told you we were about to completely obliterate that wall of silence? What if we could finally hear what the ghosts of history are saying? For 50 years, she was a ghost known only as the Lady of the Dunes. Her body was found in 1974, but police had zero leads. For half a century, it was a total dead end. Ghosts like her were silent forever. But what if that's all about to change? What if today's technology is so powerful? It can literally let us hear the dead speak? We are living in a crazy new age of discovery, where insane tech like DNA forensics AI and digital sleuthing is decoding the final moments of history's lost people and exposing secrets that were never, ever meant to be found. The ghosts of history are talking. And for the first time, tech is listening. Welcome to Signal 49. Before we open the case files of the specific mysteries, I would like to invite you to subscribe to Signal 49. We are approaching a major subscriber milestone, and your support helps us continue these deep dives. Section 1, The Decades of Silence. To understand how insane this is, you have to see how impossible this used to be. For most of history, solving mysteries was a joke. You had physical evidence, but it would just disappear. You had witnesses, but they would forget. You had documents, but they got destroyed. Think about the biggest mysteries of the 20th century. The Zodiac Killer sent codes to the police that took decades to crack. Or Jack the Ripper, who left behind nothing but fear and basically zero clues. Investigators were completely stuck. A fingerprint was useless if you didn't already have a suspect. A bloodstain told you a blood type, but not whose blood it was. It was like every clue was speaking a different language. And this wasn't just for crime. It was for all of history. Archaeologists would find a pile of rocks, but couldn't see the entire city buried under a jungle. Paleontologists had bones, but had nitrogen monoxide idea how dinosaurs actually lived. Take the BTK killer. For 30 years, he terrified an entire city, killed 10 people, and even made fun of the police. He was a ghost hiding in plain sight. They had tons of evidence, but nothing that connected it all to one guy. The case went completely cold because the technology literally could not read the clues. The ghosts were whispering, but no one could hear them. That's how it was for centuries. Time just erased everything. The evidence faded, and the stories of the past got quieter and quieter until they were gone. The ghosts were there, but they were silent. The silence was absolute, until it wasn't. Section 2. The game changer. The tech is listening. The change started slow, and then everything happened all at once. Tech that was once only for scientists exploded into something so powerful. Like a universal translator for the past. It didn't just find new clues. It made old, silent clues finally start talking. And it's happening in 3 totally insane ways: biological, digital, and environmental. Part A. The genetic witness. The first and craziest game changer is DNA. For years, DNA was only useful if you had a match in a police database. But what about the millions of cases where the killer was a ghost, matching nitrogen monoxide 1? The trail went cold. But then came home DNA tests, and with it, a brand new science: investigative genetic genealogy. This is how it works. Labs like Othram and Parabon can take a tiny or super old DNA, sample like a speck of blood from 50 years ago, and build a complete genetic profile. It's not just a fingerprint. It's the person's entire genetic blueprint. Then, they upload this profile to public websites like GEDmatch, where you and I share our DNA to build family trees. And this is where it gets insane. The system doesn't need to find the killer. It just needs to find a relative. A third cousin, a great-grandpa, anyone. Once they find a relative, genealogists build out huge family trees until they find exactly where the mystery person fits. For a human, this is impossible. But an algorithm does it in seconds. Suddenly, a useless DNA sample becomes a treasure map. A map that leads right to the family, the neighborhood, and sometimes the front door of a person who's been a ghost for decades. After 50 years, this is exactly how the Lady of the Dunes got her name back. In 2022, they sent her remains to Othram. They built a DNA profile and identified her as Ruth Marie Terry. Her ghost now had a name, and police announced her husband, who was already dead, was the killer. The case was closed. Part B. The digital footprint, while DNA was giving a voice to people. Another revolution was happening online. Every single thing we do online creates a trail of data. For decades, this trail was invisible. But now, digital forensics can realize it all. This isn't just about recovering your deleted photos. It's about metadata, the secret info baked into every single digital file. It's the time a document was created, the location a photo was taken, the IP address an email was sent from. It's a secret digital ghost that follows you everywhere. Remember the BTK killer who got away with murder for 30 years? He was caught because of his ego and a floppy disk. In 2005, he actually asked the police if they could trace a floppy disk. In a genius move, the police lied and said no. But they could. Experts found metadata on a deleted file on that disk. The data had the words Christ Lutheran Church and the name Dennis. The cops looked up the church, found out its president was a guy named Dennis Rader, and just like that, a 30-year-old ghost had a name. Today, this power is 1,000 times greater. Investigators can rebuild a person's entire life from their digital footprint. GPS logs, cell towers, social media, everything. These digital whispers tell the complete story, exposing lies and uncovering secrets that were impossible to find before. Part C. Eyes in the sky, ears in the ground. The third part of this tech takeover has nothing to do with people, but with the planet itself. For centuries, we could only see what was right in front of us. But there are entire cities and ancient battlefields buried right under our feet. And this is where remote sensing tech comes in. The most insane of these is called LiDAR. Imagine a plane flying over a jungle, shooting billions of laser pulses at the ground. By measuring how they bounce back, computers can digitally delete the entire forest and create a perfect 3D map of whatever is underneath. The results are mind-blowing. In recent years, LiDAR has completely changed archaeology. In the Amazon, a scan in 2023 revealed a massive network of ancient cities with roads and canals hidden for over 2,500 years. They found a huge complex society, nitrogen monoxide. One knew existed. In Mexico, LiDAR uncovered a giant Mayan city with pyramids and plazas, all hidden under the jungle. They found a civilization way bigger than anyone ever imagined, without digging a single hole. This tech is like an MRI for the entire planet, letting us see the ghosts of entire landscapes. Section 3. The Revelation. The Ghost Speaks. When you combine these technologies, the power isn't just added, it's multiplied. They all work together, creating a loop of discovery that is solving history's most impossible mysteries. We're seeing it happen right now, and the ghosts of the past aren't just whispering, they are shouting. Case Study 1. Giving a name to a ghost. Let's go back to cold cases. For every famous killer, there are thousands of unidentified victims just sitting in boxes. They are the ultimate silent ghosts. But forensic genealogy is giving them their names back, one by one. Take Rosa Everts. Her remains were found in 1988. For 37 years, she was just another Jane Doe. The case was ice cold, but then they sent a tiny degraded sample to Othram. They built a DNA profile, uploaded it, and got a match to a distant relative. From that one link, they built a family tree and found her. After almost 4 decades of silence, a ghost had a name, and a family finally had answers. This is happening all the time. In Florida, Darlene Schaub, a murder victim from 1975, was finally identified in late 2024 after almost 50 years. In Toronto, an infant girl found in 1989 was unidentified for 35 years until DNA gave her a name in 2024, Gracelyn Greenidge. And in one of the most famous cold cases ever, the boy in the box, a victim from 1957, was finally identified in 2022 as Joseph Augustus Zarelli. For 65 years, he was America's unknown child. Now, he has his name back. Case Study 2. The Keyboard Detectives and the AI Profiler. It's not just pros in labs solving these cases. One of the craziest new twists is the rise of online detectives. People on Reddit and web sleuths are spending thousands of hours digging through old case files, looking for connections everyone else missed. And now, their energy is being supercharged by artificial intelligence. Police are using AI to do what humans can't: analyze insane amounts of data. Police in the UK gave an AI platform evidence from 27 complex cold cases. The AI processed a LL of it in just 30 hours. It was estimated that for a human to do the same work, it would have taken 81 years. The AI doesn't solve the case by itself. It acts as the world's most powerful assistant. It finds patterns, flags things that don't add up, and points out clues nobody saw. This combination of human passion and machine power is creating a new kind of detective, one that never sleeps, has a perfect memory, and can find the truth hidden in all the noise. Section 4. The New Conversation: Ethical Questions and the Future. Being able to talk to the past is crazy powerful, but it also brings up some huge questions. We're walking a very fine line between discovery and invasion of privacy. The biggest debate is about your DNA. When you upload your DNA to a genealogy site, you're not just sharing your info. You're sharing info about your parents, your cousins, and your entire family tree. And that's where it gets complicated. Do we have the right to expose the genetic privacy of our relatives who have been dead for years? Who gives permission for an entire family to become a tool for a police investigation? Public databases now make you opt in for your DNA to be used by police, which is a big deal, but the debate is far from over. We have to decide where we draw the line between solving a crime and a person's right to be anonymous. And with ancient discoveries comes huge responsibility. The goal isn't just to dig things up anymore. It's to work with local communities and, in many cases, return sacred objects and remains to their rightful homes. Technology can find the ghost, but it can't tell us how to be respectful. That takes human wisdom. Looking ahead, this conversation with history is only going to get louder. I will get smarter. They're creating rapid DNA systems that can build a genetic profile in under 2 hours. We are about to enter a future where cold cases could literally become a thing of the past. The technology is here today to potentially end cold cases forever. Conclusion: for all of human history, the past was a foreign country. We could only look at old pictures and walk through ruins and just wonder. We were haunted by the silence of history's ghosts. But that silence is broken. DNA is giving names to the nameless. AI is finding clues in mountains of data. And LiDAR is peeling back the skin of the earth to reveal lost worlds. We are no longer just studying history. We are having a conversation with it. We are piecing together the final moments of lost souls, uncovering forgotten empires, and finally holding killers accountable for crimes they committed half a century ago. The ghosts are speaking, and their stories are finally being told. And for the first time, we have the power to not only listen, but to understand. The biggest project of this century might just be to listen to the whispers of the past and finally bring truth to the present. Every name reclaimed is a victory against the silence. But for every case solved, there are dozens more waiting in the dark, waiting for a match, waiting for someone to listen. Here at Signal 49, our mission is to ensure those stories aren't forgotten. If you're ready to join us in the search for truth, make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. We are just scratching the surface of what's hidden in the archives. Thank you for watching, and thank you for helping us keep the signal alive.